Seconds left. It is downwind, but this is an awful lot to ask. Mitch Jeter, and that's blocked at the line of scrimmage. And the Huskies are celebrating the biggest upset in their school's history.
This was looking like it could have been an all-time low for Notre Dame. Even some of the fans were starting to give up. And the title of being overrated was really starting to get to this program. I mean, it was so bad that even the opposing coach at Northern Illinois was literally offering Marcus Freeman advice on how they were able to beat them. Even myself, I'm not a Notre Dame fan or anything like that, but I had written this team off for 2024. I don't think anybody expected this program to bounce back the way it did. And now after beating a ranked Navy team in dominating fashion, they really do control their own destiny in terms of the college football playoff. Obviously, there is still a lot of work to do, but I've been impressed with the leadership of Riley Leonard. And I want to talk about what he had done to get this team back on the right track, as well as just talking about the season as a whole through 8 weeks, and what Notre Dame has to do to keep things rolling. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 40,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe we can get there super fast. Alright, so the season opener against Texas A&M in College Station set the stage for what many believed would be a special year. Notre Dame dominated the Aggies, winning 23-13. It really was a statement victory, at least at the time. The Irish offense, led by Leonard and running back Jeremiah Love, who rushed for 91 yards and a touchdown, looked very balanced. And the defense, anchored by linebacker Drake Bowen and safety Xavier Watts, stifled the A&M attack. However, the euphoria was short-lived, as we all know. In a shocking turn of events, Notre Dame suffered a devastating 16-14 loss to Northern Illinois at home. The upset sent shockwaves through the college football world and left Irish fans in a place that has been all too familiar over the recent years. So many people were quick to label Notre Dame as overrated, and for good reason. The loss exposed several weaknesses of this Irish squad. Riley Leonard struggled mightily, throwing 2 costly interceptions that led to NIU points. And the offensive line, which had looked dominant against A&M, was pushed around by the Huskies' defensive front. Defensively, while not entirely to blame, the unit allowed some uncharacteristic big plays that proved to be crucial in the upset. But to their credit, Marcus Freeman and Riley Leonard showed remarkable resilience in the face of adversity. Instead of letting the loss define their season, they used it as a catalyst for growth. Freeman really emphasized the importance of maintaining focus and not buying into external hype, a lesson that was learned the hard way against NIU. The Irish really bounced back with a vengeance, dismantling Purdue 66-7 the following week. This game marked a turning point because Notre Dame began to find its identity on both sides of the ball. The offense in particular showed significant improvement, with Leonard regaining his confidence and developing a strong connection with Beaux and some of the other guys down the depth chart. As the season progressed, Notre Dame continued to rack up impressive wins. They overcame a tough Louisville team, dominated Stanford at home, and secured a hard-fought victory against Georgia Tech. Perhaps most impressively, they just defeated a ranked Navy team that was undefeated. They were supposed to win this game, but it was the way they did that stood out to me. 51 points is no joke, and every aspect of the team clicked. Leonard had nearly 200 yards with 2 touchdowns, Love had 2 touchdowns out of the backfield, and the defense held Blaker Horvath to under 100 yards with an interception through the air. He is mainly known as a rusher, and he did have 130 yards on the ground, but that was literally the only offense Navy could get over the course of the entire contest. And he was gonna get his yards. I like the game plan for Marcus Freeman. Let him get his, but shut down the passing game entirely. Anyways, on the offensive side of the ball over the last few games, several players have stepped up. Jeremiah Love has emerged as a true workhorse back, consistently gaining tough yards and providing a reliable option in the passing game as well. And Jadarian Prince has been an excellent complement, using his speed and elusiveness to create big plays when given the chance. And then in the receiving core, Beaux has become Leonard's favorite target, while Jaden Greenhouse has developed into a reliable possession receiver as well. And Riley Leonard to me really is the definition of a leader. I know he hosts Bible studies every week with some of the players, and that is a great way to build a bond and of course build trust. And just doing things and serving a greater purpose is always more important than football. And I think knowing that football isn't everything makes you play a lot more freely as well. But him doing that shows the characteristics of a leader, and he's a guy that has the respect of all his teammates, and like I said, they trust him. In terms of football, one aspect of the game that Leonard has been doing really well in is taking care of the ball. He has only thrown 1 interception over the last 6 games, and not giving the opponent extra opportunities will always obviously help you win football games. And just looking at some of his statistics, against Navy, he threw for 178 yards with 2 touchdowns. Against Georgia Tech, Tech, he threw for 203 yards. Against Louisville, he threw for 163 yards with 2 touchdowns, and his other games were pretty similar. So those numbers are around his average. They may not stand out too much, but he manages the game well. And I think Notre Dame as a team really does a good job of utilizing the talented backs that they have and letting the offensive line wear opponents down throughout a game. You can feel how you want about this team. I know they still haven't played or beaten a really strong opponent yet. I don't think that was the intention initially because nobody expected Florida State to fall off the way they did. But looking again, Notre Dame has 4 remaining games against FSU, Virginia, Army, and USC. The last 2 games are not gimmies. Those will be tough, but there is no reason why this team can't finish off the season 4-0. I don't think this team deserves to crack the top 10 due to the strength of schedule and that Northern Illinois loss, but all that matters at the end of the day is getting a chip in a chair. And I know after that NIU loss, many people checked out and haven't seen this team play since then, so they wouldn't know, but on the right day, with everyone locked in, I think Notre Dame really could possibly give one of the top dogs a run for their money. I mean, this season, we've seen that anybody can beat anybody on any given day. I would say that Notre Dame needs to take things week by week and not overlook any opponent, but Florida State truly is the most awful team I've ever seen in my life. Like, I always hated that team in all honesty, but it's sad to see how down in the dumps that program has gone. So Riley Leonard needs to just go over there, handle business, and then after that there are 3 games left. And you can basically treat those 3 as playoff games, a win in advance mentality. Anyways, it's only Monday at the time of this recording, and it's important to just enjoy wins and good performances. And that game against Navy really was just beautiful football. Here's what Marcus Freeman had to say in his postgame interview following the win.
You know, we challenged the group. We had to play complementary football today. That was a point of emphasis. This team was number 2 in the country in turnover margin. And I just told the guys we were +6 in the turnover margin. That's huge. That's a straight reflection of complementary football. Proud of all 3 phases. A lot of good, you know. I'm sure when I meet with you again, I'm going to tell you about the improvements that we got to make. That's the reality of people that aren't satisfied. We want more, we want the best, but we're going to enjoy today. Proud of the way they prepared, the way they played. For the most part, after halftime, how we came out with a sense of urgency to continue to execute on all 3 phases and improve. And so it's a big win for this program. And we're going to enjoy it as we go into bye week and get ready for the next one.
That's really all I have to say for this video. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point. And if you enjoyed it and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And also, let me know what you would like to see next. And until then, I will see you all later.